Welcome back to the video. Today's video is going to be another kind of serious one, kind of like yesterday's. Yesterday's wasn't super serious. It was more of just like talking about something that happened. And this is something else that actually happened over the past few days. June 6th is the anniversary of the launch of D-Day, the attack on D-Day. So if you don't know what D-Day is, you're probably living under a rock. Everyone knows what D-Day is. D-Day is literally, it was literally the turning point of World War II. And it was really important. Lots of people died on that day. And actually, fun fact, it was not really fun fact, not a fun fact at all, but a fact about D-Day is the first day on the first operation, 90% of all the people who actually landed on the beaches were actually killed. They were killed on the first day. It's absolutely brutal and it's really sad. And you might be wondering why I'm talking about D-Day, and that's because well, the anniversary just happened recently. It was a 77-year anniversary of D-Day, and most people tend to actually commemorate and just remember the lives that were lost during D-Day because it was such a huge event. These people died for us to have the freedom that we have today. If it weren't for them, I probably wouldn't be sitting here making a video right now. And it's really important. Lots of people like to actually acknowledge it. There's one person who did not acknowledge it though, and that was President Joe Biden. And now his wife, I'm reading it right now, his wife did acknowledge the entire thing, but Joe Biden himself did not acknowledge it once. And now I can read through all the tweets that he made on June 6th and all the posts that he made on June 6th, and all he talked about was meeting with the Tulsa massacre victims and then talking about how he's getting America back on track, but not once did he even mention anything about the victims who and the lives lost, the heroes whose lives were lost on the attack of D-Day, which I think is absolutely disgusting. If our own president is not going to acknowledge the lives lost to give us the freedoms that we have today, something is wrong. Like, something is wrong. I mean, you have the Prime Minister of the UK, Mr. Boris Johnson. He even acknowledged the victims and the losses that we had during World War II with his tweet that said, as General Eisenhower said, when Allied troops landed on Normandy's beaches that June morning in 1944, the eyes of the world were upon them. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere merged with them. 77 years on, we think and remember them today, which I just think is kind of sad and it's kind of disgusting that the own president of the United States is not going to acknowledge our own troops. And keep in mind, it wasn't just the United States, it was the world. The world was at war. And I just think it's kind of disgusting that they're not even going to acknowledge it, which, yes, his wife did acknowledge it. So props to his wife, Jill Biden, for actually acknowledging that. But I think like when the president is not acknowledging that, it's allowing the U.S. citizens and just people in general to undermine the entire thing and kind of forget that it ever happened. And I know lots of schools nowadays don't want to actually touch up on topics like this because they're a little bit brutal and a little bit gory, and this is something people don't want to remember. But the thing is, we need to remember stuff like this because it is very crucial to what we have in the world today and what we're allowed to do in the world today, because without that, we wouldn't have any of this. If we would have not attacked on D-Day, that day that we did, we might be living in a communist country right now. We might not even be in America. It might not even be in America. We might not even be in America anymore because that attack was so important to World War II and to the freedoms that we have today. And for people who are like, well, I wasn't there, so I can't really remember it. Well, here's an actual screening, a little clip from the movie Saving Private Ryan. I'm gonna have to blur out a lot of this stuff, but if I can, I will link a spot. I will link in the description where you guys can go and see a clip. There's this exact clip that I'm gonna be showing, but uncensored if YouTube even has it. So check the description down below, but I'll play it right here. Now, the reason why I played that is so you guys can have a good understanding as to what actually went down on D-Day. Now, this is obviously a movie, but from what lots of historians are stating, this is the most accurate representation of what actually happened on D-Day. And obviously, it was a lot worse than what it was in the movie because, like, it's actual people in it. These are just actors and stuff like that, but in real life, it was actually happening. But anyways, guys, that's really all I have for today's video. Comment down below what you guys think about this. Do you guys think that our government officials, and especially our president, should be making points and commemorating and remembering the lives lost in situations like D-Day and other huge military operations? Do you guys think they should, or do you think it's just not really a big deal if they just completely ignore the entire situation? Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.